Hey everybody, welcome back to part B. I'm sorry my battery ran out because I waffled too long yesterday. It was over an hour. But that, in fact, with all the pauses and stops and starts, took me 6 hours yesterday. Yep. So, yes, I've now decided we shall continue on. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I've added a bit of bling and a bit of netting. So today, let's start with putting in the signature. Now, I don't have any coffee dyed papers, so I've got 20 pages here of pre-printed and some plain newspaper print in amongst it as well. Just a nice notebook size for this little thing. We're just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and you'll need an awl, and you'll need some waxed thread or whatever thread you like. I like the waxed myself, it goes through easier. You're just going to need 3 times the height of that little book, which is a good, you always get just a little bit to cut off and it's not much waste. 2, 3, and I bought this off Temu under I think it might have been leather making instead of bookbinding. But look at the size of that. That should last me for the rest of my natural life. And far cheaper. I was getting it from a nice place in Australia, small business, but it was costing me an arm and a leg. And I've given them my patronage for years now, and I'm just in a situation now where I need to watch my pennies. So, you know, I think, well, I've done my due diligence. Right, so this is going to go in half the width of that. Right, or let me rephrase that. I'll get my thoughts together. I'm just going to go in the middle of that spine there. And then that will just hang that way. Now, to do that, I think what I did before, just to show you, if you have a look at the last little folio we did, it was nice and clear. My explanation, and that's half the battle. Don't want to be as clear as mud. I'll just open that all the way out if I can. It always looks odd because you need 3 hands. And you can see that the center of this is lined up. Hang on, you maybe can't see. How's that? Is that better? This center of all these papers is exactly halfway between here and here of that spine. And the bottom is the same. Can you see? Yes, it's just down here. And then I've just got to make sure that the height is right, so that they're where I want them to be. And then the best trick you can ever have is to get a peg or a bulldog clip or a paper clip or something to hold that in place so that it will not move. And then I'm going to gauge about the middle, and I'm going to go straight down till I can feel my board underneath, and I'm going to lift it up. You can just see the tip coming through there, and it is halfway. I'm going to just wiggle my awl through because it's narrow at the tip and wider up here, so if I push it all the way through I'll get a bit bigger hole. And then I'm going to, oops, okay, that's all right. It's still in there, so I know it's in the right spot. Right. Nothing's moved, so I'll probably come down about an inch and do one up here. Go straight down. And you can check, yep, it's exactly where I want it to be. I'm going to push it all the way through. And then I'm going to do the same here. But I like to come up quite a way, at least an inch from the bottom. It doesn't have to be right at the end, that's for sure. Check it on the other side. Yes, liking that. And down we go. Right, so that is our holes made. Take my needle and I'm going to put it in the middle one and hold the end. Then I'm going to put it in the top one, pull it up, and then down through the bottom one. Look at that, beautiful. And then back in the middle one and up, and probably the other side of that middle line. So you've got one to the left and one to the right underneath that middle one. Right, and that's it, done. How easy is that? No need to get stressed over that, is there? I know, I'm saying that because so many people, and I was one of them. You know, like you think, oh, but it's only through practice. Practice makes perfect. The needle is a darning needle with a great big eye. It's just perfect for bookbinding. And I've got a special zippered pencil case that I keep different twines in here to sew with. I've got my awl in here, and I've got some of that baking twine. I've got some elastic that sometimes I do an elastic centre. There's some clips there, everything that I could possibly want. And my needles, I've even got some big plastic needles with a big eye. Now they came from like a reject shop situation, and they came in, they're three in a pack, I think, different colours, and they are brilliant, especially if you're threading ribbon or seam binding. Okay, so I just want to pull that taut. Let's have a look at the spine. Look how neat that looks, halfway down the centre. I don't want to pull it so tight that it's going to pull the, pull the paper in half. And I'm just going to do a double knot. And then I'm going to just chop that off, so that if I want to add a little charm, a paper charm or a nice metal charm, I can. And that is our signature in. Then that will cover that. Right. And then that goes there like that. And then that goes there like that. And voila, it is done. Isn't that so pretty? Now, to do the closure, you might remember the other one, the other one I had here as a sample, had this closure. It's got a little Tim Holtz medal on it, which is cute. It's just it's one envelope. Actually, I looked at it and I thought, oh, that looks like they've got different joins. That's obviously, I don't know what I've done there. I obviously had some scraps, but it's actually one business envelope. I'll show you. One business envelope, which is, because somebody will ask me, about just over 9. Oh, well, I won't do the height. You can have whatever height you want. But for this little booklet, look at that. It just wraps around perfectly. So that's going to be the closure. And then all you're going to need is a piece of paper, an A4 piece of paper. And if you get something that's got a pretty design this way, you can pretty much wrap it like a little present. You can wrap it like that. So that's what I did. I did that, and this is what it looks like. So I wrapped, what I did was I got 2 envelopes because I wanted it a little bit thicker. It's still very flexible and it's still very paperish. So I got 2 old envelopes, exactly the same length, one on top of the other. I've got a pretty bit of the paper that matches the kit, and I just wrapped it like a gift, and now I'm decorating it. So what I've done here is I'll just put a little bit of glue here and those lovely bits of, I think that's off an old doily, as my hole reinforcers. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my crocodile and it's the Crocodile Big Bite. And in my opinion, for newbies, if you can possibly stretch your budget to get one, or to get a crocodile, just get the Big Bite. You do not need the other handheld one, because the main reason is, look at the mouth of this. You can get right into a lot of deep papers to put your hole and your eyelet in, whereas the handheld one, you can't. You don't have that reach. So I don't own any other one, just this one. I know it's expensive. I think when I bought this was about $80, but it's worth its weight in gold. So, right, and it's easier on your hand. I mean, as I'm getting older, it's easier on my hands because you don't have that. You can just push down. It's really, anyway, I think it's marvelous. So now I'm just going to go in the middle of that hole. That's it. And the other one. Like so. And then on the other side here, now all I have to do is glue my other reinforcers on. There's one. Oh yes, thought I'd lost it. And there's the other one. So I'm just going to glue those on. And I'm just using art glitter glue. I could use Fabri-Tac, but I'm using the art glitter glue. And look how amazing that looks. They really do. They did. What's the matter with me today? They really do finish off your piece wonderfully well. Okay. Right, and if you want them to dry really well, these pegs, I think I got these from Kmart, but they've got a lovely big round, and see they're ribbed, so they hang on to things really good. I think they're in the craft section. They've got magnets on them, but they might have been in the peg section, I'm not sure. Anyway, I find them invaluable because of that big round flat head. It doesn't hurt anything. As you're waiting, and art glitter glue, you don't have to wait long for it to dry. Now, because this whole gorgeous little thing is It is blue, the colour's blue. I've chosen some baby blue seam binding as the closure. That should have grabbed nicely now. Now, all I'm going to do is just loop that over a little bit there. And thread that through the hole. Now here's where you might need a little pokey tool to help you get that through. Pull it through. Don't let the tail go there, because what you're going to do is you're going to pop him in there like that. And make sure the little one goes through too. It's a bit finicky, but there we go. So that when you pull it, like that, you'll get the nice little, then you'll get the length of your seam binding like that. That looks adorable. I love that colour. I've got to get me some more of that colour. Right, that is I love blue. There's something about blue. Okay, and then the same for this one. I'm going to loop it like that, just at that end. Okay, I'm going to go in here. Oh, that was good. Okay, and we're just going to take the long one in through the loop very carefully. Then pop the little one in and hold on to it. Don't let it go. There we go. And that gives you a nice secure tie. So then all we do is slip this in here. And tie it with a pretty little bow. Isn't that adorable? That is adorable. I love it. And I was going to bling it up a little bit by putting that on the cover to match the cover of that. Okay. I think that would look lovely. I think I like it there. I think I'm going to put that down just to finish it off. Oh, that came out in quite a blob, didn't it? There's nothing like blue and silver. They're a match made in heaven. I just love it. Okay, now, which way did I have that? Is it that way? I think it was that way. Well, guess what? That's the way it is now. So there you have it. So let's do a flip through. It's just getting all dark and rainy here again. We only had 2 days of sunshine. Okay, so let's have a look. Right. Okay, just make sure my hands are free of stickiness. Okay, Now we'll just slip this off because we're waiting for that to dry, so we'll just slip this off, which is another good reason to have that as a closure, because you do not have to keep undoing the bow, which can get annoying if you're writing it a lot. So yes, so that's what we have. We have that beautiful little applique there. I love that applique, and a little bit of pretty netting with some flowers on it. Love the papers. So that's the cover, and that's just a very nice simple back. And then we open it up, and we have a little pocket here with some, I've got to finish that off. That was the paper we put there, and that was a tag. I've just got to continue finishing that. I'll pop that in there like that. And then that was the other page that folds over. You keep all this nicely done. I mean, that's so beautiful on its own. And this kit was called Amity Bloom Sage Skies. Just to refresh your memory, it's a beautiful kit. I just bought it as a Mother's Day special, and I had to do something with it straight away, as you do. And we open it out, and we've got the flip. I've just put a little bit of a doily or a piece of a bigger one on there, and I've made a journal card here, and that was our pocket with the torn edge. Nice and easy to slip in there. That's nice and thin. And then we have our 20-page signature, which is actually 80 writing pages. And then we have that just nice and plain on the back, and then nice and plain here, which folds in against it. Keep it down. Then we have that little envelope flap, a nice thin tag that came with the kit, and a thin pocket. There we go. And this tag, nice and thin, made out of a piece of paper with the, I just fussy cut some flowers out and put a little doily as the tab on the top. Right, so that's it. I hope you watched yesterday's. I'll link it in the description box for part 1 with all the measurements. Now, I have not done the muslin or strips down the spine because we covered them so well, they don't need it. They really don't, unless you wanted it just for the beautiful look of it. But instead of muslin, what you could do is you could use a nice strip of lace, which I might come back and do. But that is amazing. Okay, so there we have that beautiful little file folder flip out, part 2, with the enclosure. And that is a great thing to have in your repertoire if you're a newbie, because they are always so good to make, and they're beautiful, and yeah, just half the battle is knowing where to fold them and to just do it with, I don't know, ease. Don't be stressed over it. It's only paper. You can chuck it in the bin, or you can use it for something else if everything goes somehow awry. Just enjoy. Have fun. And it's just so pretty. You can do that in any colour with any papers, whatever. All right, so thank you very much. Subscribe, please, to my channel if you haven't. And if you leave a comment down below and you're a subscriber, I will put you in the draw to win this, and I will just ship it out to you. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Probably in, I don't know, what should we do? A week? I'll put it all in the description box anyway. So because you've stayed watching to the end, and if you've watched part 1 and if you've liked it and commented on it. Yeah, so okay, that'll be it. So if you comment on part 1 and comment on part 2 and you're a subscriber, I will draw this, what's today? Thursday. I'll draw it next Thursday and I will post it free to you wherever you are in the world, because we're over 2,000 subbies and we're just going to do this more and more often. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. See ya.